Shalom la b'chayarim shal yashala. Peace to the election of the nation of Israel. Wa kal halayim la al hayana wa Yahweh b'Hashem Yahushai b'Hashem Kodash. Which I said, and all praises to our power Yahweh, which is Yahweh is the Heavenly Father's pure name in the Paleo Hebrew, and his son Yahushai. Right, who wore English calls Jesus Christ by Hashem, meaning in the name, Recha, meaning spirit, Kodash is holy, which are in the Paleo Hebrew, which is the language that has been returned unto the Hebrew Israelites, which consists of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And of course, since our seed has been scattered amongst the heathen, some of our people may look like the heathen, but their lineage by the way of their fathers go back to a Hebrew Israelite. Of course, our spirit bear witness with our spirit. Or their spirit bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of power. Words in the scriptures are, of course, spirit. All right. Shinya Kabad, or double honor. Allah Shalayachim Nawa, apostles, our apostles. Wa Zaquanium, elders. Shal Yashala of Israel, which are at Great Millstone. And of course, Shalom wa Chesed, peace, and of course, mercy to La B'chayarim, the of course, election. Shemya Amafba, my name is Amafba, Mayan, from the Great Millstone Plate Tables, can't locate it here. Ba Babal in Babylon, Ba Ha Ayar in the city of Philadelphia, coming again with Za'amath, this truth. We have this particular article which I was just looking at, which it goes into. It says exclusive photos reveal children sleeping on the ground at border patrol station, which I remember this came out sometime last year, if I'm not mistaken. You had some of these various conspiracy theorists which were speaking about this, that there is a revelation of a photo of these children, which would be the migrants that are, of course, at, of course, the borders, the southern borders and such. They, of course, being, on the ground, and in these horrible living situations, which, as you see with the photo I have upon the screen, you just see the this wee child, most likely a Issacharite from the northern kingdom of the nation of Israel. Okay, because the so-called Mexicans, which means Yashashkar, all right, or Issachar in the English, which means he is hired. They are part of course, the nation of Israel. Also, you call it Zebulon, all right, which Zebulon, okay, that tribe, all right, is also a part of the nation of Israel, which Zebulon, I believe that consists of, let me see, I'm going to just go just to check it again. Tribes are people that are currently, are people really from from Guatemala to Panama. Okay, Slakia for, of course, the long wait. All right, well, you have it where, if your lineage go back to, all right, the a man, all right, which is one of the, of course, 12 sons of Jacob, or Yaquab, which Zebulon. Okay. Now, going into it, you have it, the whole border crisis, because primarily they are going to this border trying to get entrance, receive asylum within the country to seek a better life, and they're being obviously denied it. But now it's coming at a point where they're actually releasing these migrants due to the overflowing of migrants into the country. They're putting them in displacing them within these sanctuary cities where the immigration laws are not really enforced. Okay, they can of course have certain support within these certain cities. Okay, which obviously you have a lot of yous that have voted for Donald Trump. You're gonna see that obviously this man isn't for really what he speaks of. He apparently tell you that he's gonna build this wall and such and keep out these immigrants. Well, they're being flooded already into the sanctuary cities, which these immigrants are already the true Israelites. Okay, for the most part, you have a lot of them, of course, are originally aboriginals. All right, to the Americas. All right, and you have it where these lands it's been stolen by the Edomites. All right, who the Edomites are the so-called white men. All right, the so-called white people, so-called Caucasians. Okay, you're also the Romans and the Greeks. All right. You are the damn devil, you're the deceiver, and you are the enemy of the nation of Israel. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to go into this week article, which I showed you the photos, so I'm going to read also off of this site, which I believe it was The Hill, because it's a bit just to the point. CNN, is a bit long drawn out. It says here, photos show the children sleeping on border ground at Texas Border Patrol Station. It says photo obtained by CNN of migrants at the Border Patrol Station in McAllen, Texas, show many, including children, sleeping on grounds on rocks with mylar blankets. All right, these blankets, which you see looking like literally like aluminum foil. All right, I believe it keeps heat in. It says a form of polyester resin used to make heat-resistant plastic. It says in one photo, a children sleeps outside on dirt next to a baby bottle full of milk. It says others show migrants walking around the facility, which has 4 temporary tents set up to accommodate an influx of migrants crossing the U.S.-Mexico border, according to the news outlet. It says nobody or nobody, no matter where or who you are, where you come from, should spend an hour like this. This is the United States of America, not our country. The source of the photos told the network. It says Border Patrol agents are doing everything they can to protect the migrants are in their temporary custody. Border Patrol stations are simply not equipped to handle the number of families and children arriving from the southwest border, and we need Congress to act and to provide immediate relief. A Department of Homeland Security official told CNN acting Homeland Security Secretary Kevin McAllen has testified before Congress and that the government lacks the resources to detain all migrants crossing the border. It says the new waves of vulnerable population arrive here and expediting that the already urgent humanitarian crisis at the border. He told the House of Operations Committee in April, we don't have room to hold them. We don't have the authority to remove them fairly and expeditiously. Slakia for the mispronunciation. It says, Slakia. All right. It says the country at the end of the immigration proceedings, the status quo is not acceptable. It says the White House has requested additional 4.5 billion in funding to address the border operation and humanitarian assistance amid the increased customs and border protection did not immediately respond to our comments from the Hill. That's basically it. What I'm gonna bring out in this particular article. We're gonna get the Pequodium, the precepts, Pequodium, the precepts. So this is the book of Isaiah 42 and 22. It says, "But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all them snared, and they are hid in prison houses." All right, which immigration detention camp is a prison house. All right, or you got Kala Bayath. Houses Bayath. Yum makes it plural if you put houses. Alright, and you got Kala, which is prison in Hebrew. Alright, which is our language. And this people we're talking about is the nation of Israel. Alright, which fill up these various facilities, mainly because it is another way of the Americans, these Edomites, okay, that the earth, the wicked, which are the Edomites, are ruling, and they are making major profits off of these various facilities. For the most part, a lot of these facilities are privatized, okay, where you go into it, and they of course benefit off of it, okay, financial, monetarily. That's another lesson for another time. It says here, "And they are all hid in prison houses, they are for prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith restore." And that's a true statement. Okay, as you can see, it's people being robbed and spoiled. Okay, first of all, of course, they are, and they come in this country, they're placed in captivity. Okay, here, as you can see, and look at these, they're robbed and spoiled of houses. They're oppressed. Okay, as it says in the book of Micah, chapter 2 and 2, which it says, "And they covet fields, and they take them by violence," which that's all what the Edomites, the so-called white man, the red Hebrew Edomite, does. All right, he takes fields, he takes them by violence, he takes lands. Okay, he takes fields, Hashadayim. All right, he take them by violence. He goes by, of course, he lives by the sword. Okay, as his blessing was given to him by Yatazaquak, or Isaac. All right, which that was, of course, if you can receive Yahweh Shai in one of his reincarnations. All right, it says, in houses, and take them away, so they oppress a man in his house, the house, of course, your kindred, even a man in his heritage. They of course tell you you're the nation of Israel. All right, they oppress them. All right, the Lord's chosen nation. Okay, this is going to be the book of Exodus 21. I'm going to start here at verse 16. And it says here, "And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death." All right, to Moath. All right, which is death in the Hebrew. And if you steal a man, obviously the so-called white man steals you. All right, you have, of course, birth certificate records on all of us. All right, which he placed us into servitude, captivity, as soon as we be born. And of course, we been, of course, in captivity here in America. All right, under these debt notes, under, of course, these contracts which they have, these birth certificates, Social Security, etc., etc. All right, steal in Hebrew is Gabal. All right, or Ganab, Slakia, Ganab, Baha Makar is selleth. All right, we're still to this day in our captivity, as written in, I believe that's the book of Baruch. All right, until Yahweh Shai delivers his elect. All right, Bakayar Wa. All right, his elect, which Bachayar is elect. All right, and of course, the Wa is his. Okay. So you see the people robbed, and the scriptures speak of us. All right, clearly. All right, this is the book of. Actually, I'm gonna bring out Luke chapter 8:17. It says, "For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest." All right. So the things obviously that are done in the dark, all right, are being made manifest. All right. It's being brought to the light. It says, "Neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad." All right. So the Lord, and especially at this time, is revealing the covering cast that have been placed upon the nations and showing obviously the truth of what these Edomites do. All right. Let's see for manifest, which is paneros in the Greek, which it means here to be evidently known, plainly recognized or known. All right. Last Pequod, which I have is the book of, I believe that's Job, chapter 10 and 21. I had some other precepts, but I just want to make this quick and khawash, or quick to the point. It says here, Joel Ahiyawab, which means persecuted, chapter 10 and 21. "Before I go whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death," a land of darkness as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death without any ardor, and where the light is as darkness. All right, and that's of course this place of this land of shadow of death. Death is America. Everywhere you look is Moath. All right, death everywhere, death and destruction due to these Edomites. All right, and it's without any order. All right, it says in the scriptures, woe unto them that call light for darkness and darkness from light. Earthly paraphrasing. All right, the growth of darkness covered the people. All right, this place is completely evil. All right, that's why it's not our rest. All right, that's why you should flee out of Babylon spiritually. All right, within. All right, lab, ka. All right, your mind. All right, without arrangement and order. All right, you got a bunch of confusion out here. That's thus this being Babal. All right, you got children, bunyam, sleeping on the ground. All right, which as you can see in the wee photos. All right, and this is because the Edomites have a perpetual hatred against the nation of Israel, especially you, definitely you Latin tribes. All right, so with that, you can look into these wee articles. I'll leave, of course, some of the actual links in the description. Hopefully, edify, call, Layim La Yahweh, Bashim Yashai, Bashim Kakodash, and double honor to that was Apostle, that great millstone. Shalom to the elect. Shalom.